I am my own mountain. I do not wait for the world to lift me. I build my own strength, brick by brick, scar by scar, step by step, because no one will climb your mountain for you. You have to rise yourself through sweat, through storms, through silence. Let's begin. When I was young, I used to look up and wonder, why is life so hard? Why do some people get it easy and some of us have to fight for every inch? But years later, I realized something. Mountains are not obstacles. They are teachers. They are the proving grounds of destiny. I became my own mountain when I stopped blaming the world and started building myself. When I realized that waiting for someone to save you is the fastest way to stay stuck. So I picked up my pain and turned it into a shovel. And I started climbing. The truth is, no one sees the climb. They only see the peak. They see the lights, the fame, the muscles, the success. But what they don't see are the days when I was broken, exhausted, and questioning everything. People call me the Rock. But before I was the Rock, I was rubble. And it took years of rebuilding to become solid. Because every mountain is carved from struggle. The higher you rise, the more pressure you face. But that's how diamonds are made. When my football career ended, I thought my mountain had crumbled. I had a plan and it was gone. I was lost, humiliated, and broke. But when you hit rock bottom, there's one advantage. There's nowhere to go but up. So I started again, not with talent, but with hunger. Not with fame, but with faith. And every morning, I climbed one more rep, one more call, one more audition. I stopped asking for easier paths. I asked for stronger legs. That's how mountains are conquered, one breath, one belief at a time. You see, the mountain isn't outside of you. It's inside. It's your fears, your doubts, your limits. And the climb is the process of mastering yourself. Every time you push through fear, you rise a little higher. Every time you fall and get back up, the summit gets closer. The mountain doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care about your excuses. It only asks one question: how bad do you want it? And your answer isn't in words, it's in effort. I've faced rejection, failure, injury, heartbreak, but I've never faced defeat, because defeat only happens when you stop climbing. That's what I tell myself every morning when the alarm goes off at 4 a.m. The world is sleeping, but the mountain is awake. And if I want to stand at the top, I have to move while others rest. Because success doesn't come to the man who waits. It comes to the one who works. And work has become my religion. Effort, my prayer. Consistency, my faith. But let me tell you something. People often forget. The view from the top means nothing if you forget what it took to get there. The higher I climbed, the more I had to stay grounded. That's why I never forget the $7 story. Because that number reminds me where I started and who I still am. When you become your own mountain, humility becomes your anchor. Because no matter how high you rise, you are still a student of the climb. I remember being backstage before my first big wrestling match. The crowd was deafening. The lights, the cameras, everything was chaos. But inside, I was calm. Because I had already fought a harder battle, the one in my mind. I had already faced doubt, fear, and failure and climbed over them. So when I stepped into that ring, I didn't see an opponent. I saw another mountain, and I knew I've been here before. I know how to climb. That's the thing about challenges. They don't get easier. You just get stronger. When you look at a mountain, it looks still. But inside it, there's constant movement, pressure, heat, creation. And that's how I live. I may look calm, but inside I'm building, pushing, creating, evolving. Because stillness without growth is death. You have to keep climbing, not for applause, not for approval, but because the climb itself is what makes you alive. Mountains don't exist to be conquered. They exist to show you what you're capable of. In today's world, people want the shortcut. They want the peak without the path. but there are no elevators to greatness, only stairs. And those stairs are built from discipline. Everyone wants to be a legend until it's time to do what legends do. Wake up early, stay humble, and put in the work when no one is watching. The climb will test you. It will isolate you, but isolation is the forge of greatness. When it's just you and your thoughts, that's where your real training begins. Let me give you 5 truths about being your own mountain. Number 1, the mountain you climb is the one you create. It's not the world, it's your will. Number 2, the climb never ends. Success is a plateau, not a peak. Number 3, the only way to reach the top is to build your foundation deep in humility. Number 4, pressure reveals character, it doesn't create it. Number 5, when you stop climbing, you start dying. Movement is life. Remember these because they're not lessons from a book. They're lessons from the dirt, from the grind, from the climb. Sometimes when I meditate, I picture a mountain. At the base, chaos. Halfway up, challenge. At the top, silence. That silence isn't loneliness. It's peace. It's the sound of purpose. When you reach that point in life, when you've fought through noise and reached your own silence, you understand something powerful. You never climb to escape the world. You climb to find yourself. There's a saying I live by. You can't cheat the climb. You can pretend for a while, but sooner or later, truth catches up. If you want strength, you have to earn it. If you want respect, you have to give it. If you want greatness, you have to climb for it. And when you fall, because you will, get back up, look at that mountain, and say, I'm not done. That's what separates warriors from wanderers. Warriors keep climbing, even when the world stops believing. Sometimes I stand in an empty gym at midnight, everyone gone, music off, just me and the echoes. And I think about that kid in Hawaii, broke, lost, and scared. He didn't know how, but he believed he could climb. And every version of me since then has been pushing him forward. That's the power of becoming your own mountain. You stop waiting for luck and start trusting your grind. You don't need permission. You don't need validation. You just need belief and the will to keep moving. I am my own mountain. I don't compete with others. I compete with the summit that lives inside me. Every day I wake up, I climb. Every setback, every failure, they're just steps in disguise. The climb is never easy. It's not meant to be, because greatness demands gravity and gravity makes you grow. So if you're struggling, if you're tired, if you're doubting yourself, good. That means you're on the path. That means you're climbing. The view from the top is not the reward. The climb itself is, because in the climb, you meet yourself, the real you, raw and honest. I am my own mountain. And every day I rise. Not to prove anything to the world, but to honor the man who refused to stay at the bottom. The climb continues. And so do I.